I like to write, and I was writing in a lot of journals throughout my high school and college years. I'd travel a lot, so I'd put in things that were kind of memorabilia of the places I would travel. So I'd stuff plane tickets and train tickets and movie passes, pictures or whatever into my journals and stuff. Menus of where we ate last, hotel, things of that nature. Really, they were just ways for me to keep track of what I did. Another thing too is I also, I like to write my thoughts. The whole idea came from the fact that a lot of my leather journals, or the journals that I carried, would fall apart too easily. With the combination of expensive journals that didn't last very long, I needed to find an alternative solution. I took a couple courses on bookbinding and found a style of binding that I really liked. It was developed in the 15th century by some monks. The binding here through the spine, this is our hand-sewn style, and the reason why I really liked it is that the spines would not break. I wanted to use leather, especially top grain leather, just because of how long it lasted. One of the things I don't like about modern bookbinding is the fact that if you turn a book in a wrong position instead of flat or standing straight up, they tend to break really easily. I could literally just do anything I want to this book, and then it's just going to snap right back into place. And that's why we use this style of binding, is because it's really designed. I mean, you throw this thing in a backpack, you take it with you across Europe, it's going to work fine. Or it's elegant enough and simplistic enough that if you want to take this with you on the airplane or in a business meeting, it works the same as well, but it's going to last you. If I want to put photos in here or other items, it will expand, whereas spines usually don't do that on modern day books. So after I learned how to do a binding a couple different ways, I bought the leather, I bought the paper, and I made one book. So I made this leather journal, and I was carrying it around one day with me up at Sundance, and I happened to know the buyer for the store at the time up at Sundance, and she saw my journal and was like, "Hey, where'd you get that leather notebook? I want to sell those in my store." I told her I made it, and she was like, "Great, let's put them in the store." And luckily, I had to buy a whole hide of leather. I had to buy all this paper, so I had enough left over to make 15 to 30 books. I made the journals and put them in her store, and basically just said, "Whatever you sell them for, let's split the cost." And took off. I think I was going down to on a trip with some buddies for a couple weeks, and so I came back and I had 5 or 6 voice messages from her saying, "We sold out of your journals. I got them in the catalog. You know, you need to make more." So that's really how it started. And so for the next couple of years, that's literally all I did. The next 2 or 3 years to really get through college, I would just make journals for Sundance and a couple other small catalog and boutique stores in the local area, and then also for family and friends. So it started out with journals. Eventually people started asking me, "Well, if you make this in leather, what else can you make in leather?" And naturally, it just kind of grew from there. We do quite a bit of variety of leather products. I mean, it ranges from photo albums to binders and notebooks to accessory items like keychains and wallets and money clips to leather bands. We do a lot of leather bands and bracelets and things of that nature. We do a lot of portfolio pieces for companies. We do a lot of menus, a lot of custom pieces like check presenters and things of that nature. So we have a broad range of products we sell. So when I picked the style of binding that I wanted to choose and the paper, I chose a paper that would last a long time, like the cotton rag paper. And the style of binding that I chose is it's an old hand-sewn style of binding, but it virtually is indestructible once it's sewn. The spine, it sews the paper signatures directly through the leather, so the spine is actually visible, or the construction is visible on the spine of the book. But it allows it so that it won't break. And that's also part of the reason why I chose leather and cotton rag-based paper for my materials, is so that it would last a long time. I really did want to choose substances that would make a journal that I could keep my thoughts, keep my memorabilia in without having to transfer it at a later date or lose it because pages were falling out or the spine was broken. We pride ourselves immensely on hand making every item. We really do stress the importance of artisan-based manufacturing. So we have a crew of 13 people, but they're all very artisan-based. They all have skills in all the way from hand selecting the leather to be cut, cutting the leather, punching the leather out and sewing it, hand tearing the paper to the size needed, and then of course binding it to the journals, and then finishing it, closure styles and so on. It's very important to us to make sure that the materials, wherever we buy them, are definitely top quality, from the selection of the leather to the amount of paper we put in there and the size of the paper and the overall closure, even the closures of the book, whether it be a buckle, a tie closure, or a wrap tie closure. It's all made by each individual artisan. From start to finish, every single one of our products is made with the attitude of this has got to last. One of the unique things I really like about our journals and all of our leather products is that we're very kind of a rustic elegance, but we're very simplistic in nature. There's one main pocket and maybe one catch-all pocket on the inside. They're all hand sewn, so we're very careful about how we design them. It has a very Americana feel to it, but not so much a Western look, which is kind of the look we're going for. We want something that really, when you look at it and you touch it and feel it, it says, this is going to last a long time, and we're proud of that fact. For me, I really hope this ends up in, you know, I want to see my future generations, my kids really look at this after I'm gone, so to speak. I have the opportunity to go back through this and look at what I was doing 3 years ago, you know, sometimes, or even just see, hey, I had this thought forever ago. All of my books are really meant to last a lifetime. We want these things to be keepsake. I would really like people when they grab their Rustico Leather journal or their Rustico wallet or whatever it is, and really just say, this is something I can make my own, and really be able to feel that, hey, this is something that will last a lifetime, and make it that way.